Hello, welcome to our art box. This is Rosie, by the way, my grandbaby. Alright, I'm going to show you, this is the first video on what's my second channel. My first channel is Janie's Crazy Life. So if you want to go check out my crazy life, go ahead. But this is my art studio. I share it with my mom, Miss Carolyn, and my daughter Katie comes in here and works too. So I'm going to turn you around and show you the art studio. I have to apologize though. We started moving into this art studio over a year ago, and then my mom had cancer, so that put us behind setting it up. It became a catch-all for about a year. I mean, everything under the sun was thrown in here. If we were moving something around, it got thrown in here. So, and then after her cancer was cleared up, I ended up with a bad hip and bursitis, so it took a while for cortisone shots to work some and everything. So about a month ago I was able to really hit it hard. So now you can actually have work zones and be in here. Right behind me is some of Mama's area. So it's not a neat cabinet. Everything in its, I mean, everything's almost in its place, but it's not a pretty art studio. It's functions for us. So I'm gonna turn you around and show you. Okay, when you come in the front door of it, you immediately get greeted with Mama's workspace. Ignore this wagon, it's going out of here. But this is Mama's workspace up by the front door. That's the front door. This is all of the rubber stamps we own. This container back here, that she's got to go through this shit, it's got all paper punches. This is Mama's drawing table and all of her inks and drawing, which you'll see better another later date. But this is Mama's workspace. These are two tables that we got at IKEA that actually this pulls out on both sides and makes the table bigger if we wanted it. I don't remember what we paid for the tables, but they were a good buy because I think they were on sale. And we figured we can pull them out and make a bigger workspace. I'll span around to the front part of this. This is a table that's in the center that we'll use if we want to work on a project together or something. Right now my jewelry case that I was making is sitting on top of it. Behind it are shelves that has some of my paper mache I do. This stuff still kind of needs to be organized, but it's organized enough for the moment. That's some of the stuff I use when I do paper mache, my dehydrator and stuff, my dehydrator parts. Over here is more miscellaneous. I still got to go through some stuff. Like I said, it's not perfect yet because we really had to work at it. This is my where I dip my paper beads at. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's flour. This is a kitchen sink cabinet that we took the kitchen sink off, put a piece of plywood on, and I turned it into a dehydrator box. I got smart. Covered it and put two dehydrators in there. Put a shelf of, yeah, I use that a lot. I've already used it a lot since we did this. Again, everything still needs to be straightened up more. This is going to be a fabric shelf when Mama gets finished. This is her sewing machine. We have multiple sewing machines yet that we still need to put out. But she will probably put all of her extra sewing machines over that way. Of course, we've got the microwave and a toast clay oven for things I need to do. Of course, we have a refrigerator, air conditioning. Now, this is one of the things that gets me in trouble. This is going to, this is all done up, crocheted blankets and stuff that's going to a hospital, so that's to go. This right here is one of that's my fault. That's all paper packaging. I got to break some of it down, but it's like soda boxes and stuff that I turn into beads. These are two shelves completely full of paper. We combined all our paper together and we have more than, I don't know, maybe Michael's. I don't know. We have a lot of paper. It's just beaming full of paper. See guys, it's just beaming full of paper. Of course, my food packaging. I'm trying not to get any more food packaging because I told myself once it could no longer be maintained within the crate, the tub or whatever, I couldn't have no more. So I guess if it piles, it's okay. It hasn't fallen on the floor yet. This is still some stuff Mama needs to go through. So bringing it back around to Mama's space. There's my Rosie. This is my workspace back here in this corner. Okay. I got some jewelry I'm taking off of those right there to put into one of those. That case you saw on the table, I've got 2 of those made. I'm preloading them for show. This is an old sewing machine that was my grandmother's, that eventually on the back here on this plywood, I'm going to have colored papers or something put down so I can take pictures of things I want to sell online. And I can use that table right there as like a photo booth. Over here, I collect these from the fabric stores. I have an idea with them. I haven't done it much yet. I've only done a little bit. I have an idea with paper and jewelry making, but I haven't been able to use as much as I want to use. That's some jewelry findings that I get my hands on. I've got storage under here. That's all my glues and different kinds of glues. In here, this was an idea I had. I get these little things from the Dollar Tree, and I'm trying to use my beads, and I'll explain why I'm trying to use my beads. I have a lot of beads and a lot of charms and stuff. I think I'm a bead hoarder, and I'm trying to start to use some of it with when I make jewelry. And you're going to see why in just a minute. Because like I said, I have a problem. I'm a craft bead hoarder. Under here is some more storage of things like that I can get quick hands. Like this is my cutting tools, scissors, my seed beads that I'm currently using when I make jewelry. This is my clay stuff when I do my paper mache. Here's some beads I've just recently made, but I've got to string them and glaze them. This is what I use my tool caddy. I love this idea. It's not pretty, but easy. These are the ones I get to. I have more over here in this that I have them, but I don't, you know, those are the ones I grab all the time. All right, this is what gets me in trouble. See that shelf there, guys? See that shelf? I should never have to buy another bead in a store as long as I live. And it goes all the way down to the floor. I have a problem. I admit it. See, my problem was I buy something and I didn't realize I had it. Because before I actually had a craft room, I had everything in bags, you know, piled by a desk, because I didn't really have the space. But when we decided to turn this building into an art studio, that gave me space. I still have some things I need to like clear out. I know this looks odd here, but it works for me. This was those things you hang on the wall. Well, I don't have any wall hanging space, so I just screwed it to my desktop because it's an old desktop I really wanted to keep this desk to. And I just put my jewelry stuff here, my fishing line and stuff that I use for stringing my beads and making my necklaces. This right here has got specialty paint in it. And this has got extra brushes and specialty paint. I have a lot of stuff. Down here is chain and stuff. And when I say chain and stuff, I have a problem. See, guys, I have a problem. And this is odds and ends metal stuff. Metal, you know, bottle caps. So some seashells. But it's odds and ends like metal stuff. So if I need something metal, washer or something like that to make a necklace, I always go there. Okay, over here, like I said, we still have some stuff to go through. Like this whole mess right here has got to go out of here. This is just some miscellaneous costuming from when I used to work at a place where I used to dress in 1800s. Here is anything pen at all. Permanent marker, gel pens, paint pens, glitter pens, Copics, the Hobby Lobby version of a Copic. You name it, pen thing, I probably have it here. I don't think I have regular markers though. That's one thing I don't think I have. And then here is other embellishment stuff like puff paint, nail polishes for putting on beads if I want to put them on it. I got a couple things of nail polish. I believe that this is some alcohol inks. This is rubber stamps. This is some more glues, fancy glues, sprayers. These are some alcohol ink things I made. I haven't used them much. So, and again, this right here is, I like to recycle things too, like turn things into jewelry, like take old keys, keys from a keyboard, take them down, turn them into jewelry, turn dominoes into jewelry. So this is all like recyclable things I could use to make jewelry with, and yes, I have too much of it. Here's some more storage, you can kind of see, I got glitter, I got gem ribbons there, Viking knit tool there. I taught myself how to do that. Elastic cord. This is some paper mache things that I made. There's an extra, because I bought my daughter one of those clay ovens and then she didn't want it, so I have an extra one. That's okay. This is the fiber stuff I use to make my paper mache out of. This shelf right here totally has to be re-gone through. Totally has to be gone through. It is airbrushing stuff on the bottom, because at one time I got into doing airbrushing, and then my daughter and I face paint. We used to face paint some. So this is some miscellaneous face paint stuff there that I still got to go through and see what I can weed out, and maybe even get rid of some cases. I don't know, because we got really nice cases up at the house. Alright, this is paper beads. This is one of my passions. I had paper beads. So many paper beads. This is the thing I like to make. Paper beads. Paper beads. I string them up. I'm trying to use them. This is paper beads I make jewelry out of. This is ones that I have not got hung. This is ones that were hung at one time. I've been opened up and made something out of it now in baggies. This is more paper mache down there that I still need to... I've made it. I just got to paint it and glaze it and decorate it. So this is unfinished. If it's white, it's probably been painted. If it's not white, it hasn't been painted yet, but it's done. So this piece needs to be glazed. But I take bottles and paper mache over bottles, and that way you can still put water in it and not ruin it. I'll probably put beads around the top here. But this is my stuff, guys. This is my gems here. We got, whatever the thing's called. I don't know what they're called at the moment. Canvases up there. But this is some of my paper mache that's done. Some of my work. This was actually a big, this is a big jug. Oh, that's a thing of paint. That's actually, my son eats these cheese balls from Walmart, and then he saves me his plastic container so that I can paper mache over it. But that way you can put a plant in it and reuse it. So that's this is the art studio. You're going to see projects coming out of here now, whether it's on this table or back there at the desk. So I hope to see you in a future video. But I wanted to show you a little bit what the art box is all about. Our art box is all about. And we may do some rearranging at some point, but for the moment, this is very functional. This is my daughter's little cart right now that she's got her paints and stuff in, because right now she's into painting. And I'm going to show you guys the painting that she did. You guys are the first ones to see it. I don't think that's too bad for somebody who's never really painted before. I think she did a pretty good job of it. I mean, look at the body on that unicorn. She's got the, I mean, I think that was a good proportion. So, shh, but let's not tell her you guys saw it, okay? Well, you guys didn't see that. This is some paper cut up to make beads out of. Alright, so I will say see you on the next video. Keep on crafting. Bye, y'all.